Hello. I was going to go on Instagram Live, but apparently that feature has been removed from my account. I don't know why. And I didn't have the desire to spend a lot of time figuring it out today. It could be user error, and it could be because who knows nowadays with social media, period, but especially with, the accounts of the healers, the witches, the way showers, etc., etc. But I'll go off on that tangent another time or not. Hello. I wanted to share a little info about tomorrow's workshop, ceremony, event, whatever we decide that we want to call it. The way that this came through, I've had a few questions, and I've also felt to share a few things. The way that this offering came through, it came through during and on Samhain this year. So just, 3 weeks ago. And it came through so clearly. It was shown to me. I saw the 3 parts. I saw the themes of it. And so what this offering is, by the way, is it's in 3 parts, and it's called the Arcane Path. And part 1 is called the Hermit's Threshold, which is tomorrow at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. If you can't attend live, you can still sign up to get the recording, and the material, the event materials and all of those things. And in that one, we're going through the Hermit. So 2025 was a Hermit year. And the way that is figured out. So if you take, anybody who has worked with me or met me has probably known or noticed that I like to take tarot and astrology and sacred numerology and a few modalities like that and weave them all together. And so that is the way that I go about this offering. Well, if you take sacred numerology and you break down 2025, it's the 2 plus the 2 plus the 5, you get 9, which is the and then you go over to the tarot, and the 9th card in the major arcana is the Hermit card. The Hermits. And so this past year has been, we're getting ready to wrap up a Hermit year. It has been the year of the Hermit, and what a year it has been. Yes. And so the first offering, the Hermit's Threshold part, it's in the Arcane Path part 1, is talking about this past year, the year of the Hermit, and what was that like? What did it mean? What has all of this been leading us to? What has been the point of all of this? Maybe sitting down and processing some things, integrating some things together, helping some things come in and integrate that have been happening in our lives this past year. And we're going to get, quite deep into that. And then part 2, we're going to go into next year, 2026, has 2 cards. And it is Wheel of Fortune, because that's the 10. And then the 10 also breaks down to, a 1 and a 0. 1 plus 0 is 1, which is the Magician. And that is the Magician's going to be part 3. And then also in part 3, we're going to, that one's called Rise of the Magician, Alchemy of Self. I love the names of these that came through. And so we're going to weave it all together. So I love the tarot. Anybody who knows me knows that is true. I love the tarot. I have a deep relationship with the tarot. When these cards come in, it's not only, although I don't want to diminish this because this is so big too, but it's not only, hey, there's some symbolism and there's some metaphors to this card and there's some energy of this card we can talk about. The energy of this card, there's actual, if we want to say an energy, an entity, a spirit that comes with each one of these, comes in and says, hey, I want to work with you in your life for a while. I'm working with you in your life for a while. It's relational. It's a relationship. And those relationships transform us and completely transform us. And they go so deep, especially when we're in relationship with this kind of energy for a year or more, which I truly believe that the energy starts to come in a little bit before we cross the threshold into the new year. And then, sometimes it takes a while and the old one overlaps all the way through until about March of the next year. So there's some overlap time. And I believe that with, my experience is that the energy is around for more than a year. Now, the interesting thing is that although this year is a hermit year for the collective, 2025 has been a hermit year for the collective. You can also break down your birth date mixed with the current year and the energy, and we can go through how to do that to find out what is your personal card for the year. And you have one or two usually. And my personal cards for 2025 have been the Wheel of Fortune and the Magician. So we've been in a hermit year, but these have been my personal cards. So we've been in a hermit year, and now as a collective, we're about to move into this year. Well, I got to be in deep relationship with these cards all year this year. Something else that's very interesting about it is that the Wheel of Fortune and the Magician card, I have 3 life cards for like my whole life theme, and these are 2 of the 3. And so to say that I have been in deep relationship with these cards, with these energies, with these entities is a big understatement. And I'm very excited to share it with you all. So a few questions that I've gotten is the energy exchange, the money. This is on a sliding scale. I put it up there on a sliding scale from $0 to $33. I put it in such a way that when you click the link, which is in my bio, and it's labeled, the event, Hermit's, the Arcane Path Part 1. And it's in such a way that when you go to get your ticket, you can put in $0, you can put in $100, you can put in $4, you can put in, again, $0. And I wanted to make this accessible to everybody. So that's one of the questions. So I think a lot of people think like, oh, if I don't have the money right now, or that's not a place that I'm choosing to put my money right now. And I also don't feel like reaching out to Catherine and being like, hey, can I do it for free? You can just go on and put $0 in there and get your access. The other question is, it's tomorrow at 2 p.m. That is Mountain Standard, Mountain. You can tell I'm from Utah, Mountain Standard Time. And, if you cannot attend live, if you register and sign up, you will still get the recording later. You will still get the link and the session materials. I feel like there was another question that people were asking. Oh, how far apart are they going to be? That is to be determined. I'm going to do it as Spirit tells me to do it. I'm going to do it as my guides tell me to do it. That if, the Wheel of Fortune and Magician year starts in 2026. But as I said, the energy is already introducing itself to us now. And then there's also this overlap where, 2025 was a hermit year, but the hermit's like, hey, I'm still wrapping up things with you. Sometimes that wraps up all the way through March of the next year. So there's an overlap where they're all present and they're all talking to each other. And so my original intention was, I thought, it wasn't like a deep intention. I just originally thought, oh, should I put these all like 2 weeks apart, or should I put them all 1 month apart? And my guide said, we'll let you know when it's time to roll it out, when it's perfect. So just be willing to roll with it. I'm getting better at putting updates on my pages and trying to get better at sending out emails. If you want to make sure to get emails, if you're already subscribed, go into your spam and make sure if Shadow Channel's emails have been going to spam, mark them as not spam. That would help me out a lot. Spam is just like my nemesis. And then if you don't know if you're subscribed or not, go onto my page and just send me a thing through Contact Me, or send me a DM on Instagram or whatever. Shoot me your email, and then I can get it and I can make sure that you're added in there so that you can get updates as it goes along. These times are obviously like no other. These times are something else. And I know a lot of us feel like we're running uphill with our shoelaces untied, or I don't know, maybe we feel like we're flying downhill out of control. There's a lot of different feelings that come with it. I myself have found a lot of answers, a lot of solace, a lot of peace, and a lot of clarity in looking at and going into a deep dive into these archetypes, and into relationship with these energies and with these entities. It has all it never ceases to amaze me how much it continues to unfold and to show itself. So I'm feeling excited about it. Also, happy first day of Sagittarius season to you all. I have a lot of Sagittarius clients, students, friends. I love Sagittarius energy. Happy first day of Sagittarius season. And we're still in the energy of that last Scorpio new moon. And so don't be shy to plant your seeds of intention, to do your new moon intention writings. If you haven't yet, it's not like, oh, well, it's not technically the new moon anymore. It still is, and we're still in the energy of it. And sometimes we don't feel ready to do a new moon intention writing on the actual new moon because we've been getting our ass kicked by the balsamic phase right before it, which is what helps us to prepare. And so don't be shy about doing it tonight or tomorrow, maybe tomorrow after the workshop. And the interesting thing that I've talked about this before. I think I did a post about it. I don't remember what I've done and what I haven't done this year. Has been crazy. But the interesting thing about this last new moon and about new moons of right now is it started with the last new moon in Libra, and then we just had this new moon in Scorpio, and it's continuing for another 3 new moons. So 5 new moons total in a row, that they were all at the 28th degree. The 28th degree is very much about this. No surprise. But we haven't had something like that where every new moon is at the 28th degree. And there is so many interesting things to that, because the 28th degree is that, like, the finalizing of the last things before you pop into transformation, before you pop into mastery, before the thing that you've been manifesting shows up in physical form, in matter that you can touch. There's just so much to the 28th degree, to that energy. You remember in astrology that the degrees go from 0 degrees, which is the beginning of that cycle, all the way to 29 degrees. So 28 degrees is right there on the cusp of, like, completion of a cycle showing itself. You know, in the tarot, this is the 8s moving into the 9s. And so these are really, really powerful new moons. It is not an understatement, or not just wishful thinking, or not. It is just true that come March, we're going to be in a completely different place. Personally, within ourselves, within our communities, as a collective, the world, we're going to be in a completely different place. So, blessed new moon. We're still in the energy of it now. Happy first day of Sagittarius season. If you have any questions, shoot me a DM, and I will see you tomorrow. Or if I don't see you tomorrow, go on there and register, and you'll get the recording. Mwah.